My brothers and sisters, have you ever noticed that sometimes your home just doesn't feel right? You walk in and feel heavy. Arguments start over the smallest things. Money comes, but it never stays. Let me tell you something. Not every burden you feel is physical. Some homes are quietly fighting unseen negativity. The Prophet taught us that evil can dwell where there is forgetfulness and where the remembrance of God is missing. But every Friday, you are given a gift, a chance to reset the energy of your home, burn away negativity, and invite blessings that money can't buy. Today, I'll show you something simple yet life-changing. What to burn, when to do it, and why this one Friday habit can drive away evil, protect your family, and bring peace and prosperity into your home. Stay until the end, because this may be the moment your home begins to heal and your life begins to shine again. One, intention is everything. Before you begin any act of protection or cleansing, you must first understand that everything starts with intention. The power behind your actions is not in what your hands do, but in what your heart believes. When you make the intention to cleanse your home, you are not just performing a ritual. You are declaring that your home belongs to peace, purity, and goodness. You are consciously deciding that negativity, envy, and darkness no longer have a place in your space. Intention is like planting a seed. Whatever you plant in your heart will grow into your surroundings. If your intention is strong and pure, everything that follows will carry that same energy. When you begin this act every Friday, don't focus only on the physical action of burning incense or fragrance. Instead, focus on the spiritual meaning behind it. Think deeply and remind yourself, I am doing this because I want my home to be filled with calmness, kindness, and light. When your intention is sincere, even a small act becomes powerful. You might burn something simple like a piece of natural wood, yet it can become a symbol of purification when done with belief and focus. On the other hand, if your heart is distracted or filled with doubt, even large efforts lose their meaning. That is why setting your intention is the first and most important step, because your home's energy begins with yours. Do not perform this act out of fear or superstition. Fear only gives strength to the very negativity you want to remove. Instead, do it with confidence and faith, knowing that no harm can touch you when you are connected to the one who protects. When you act with love, not fear, the entire atmosphere shifts. You begin to feel peace even before the act is complete, because faith itself is light. The moment you make your intention, you have already started the cleansing process. Your words, your breath, your emotions all begin to align with the purpose of peace. That change in mindset opens the door for blessings to enter. It's not the smoke or scent that truly removes negativity. It's the feeling of trust and surrender that radiates from your heart. When your heart turns back to faith, your home naturally becomes brighter. You'll feel the air lighten, the noise within your mind quiet down, and the heaviness in your surroundings slowly fade away. So before you strike a match or light a candle, pause for a few seconds, close your eyes, take a deep breath, feel gratitude for the shelter you have. Then softly affirm to yourself, this home will be a space of peace, protection, and blessing. Say it with meaning. Believe it as truth. That simple inner declaration becomes the invisible shield that keeps negativity away. Remember, every act of protection begins within you. The heart that believes in goodness creates goodness around it. Intention is everything, because it transforms a small, simple gesture into a spiritual renewal. When your heart is right, even the air around you listens. 2. Burn only what is natural and pure. When it comes to cleansing your home, remember that purity brings purity. What you choose to burn matters, not because of superstition, but because natural things carry calmness, fragrance, and peace that artificial products can never match. Every Friday, once you've set your intention, take a moment to choose something simple and natural, like frankincense, sandalwood, or even a small piece of black seed. These substances have been used for centuries, not as magical charms, but as reminders of simplicity, purity, and cleanliness. When you burn something natural, you're not just creating a scent, you're creating an atmosphere that calms the mind and soul. The gentle smoke that rises is like a silent prayer. It fills your home with a sense of warmth and serenity, reminding you that peace starts from within. The air becomes lighter, your breathing slows down, and even your thoughts begin to settle. That calmness itself is a form of protection, because negativity cannot survive in a peaceful environment. As the fragrance spreads, walk slowly through your rooms. Move with awareness. Don't rush it. Let your heart stay connected to what you are doing. Look around and imagine every corner of your home filling with brightness and peace. Picture the smoke carrying away the weight of the week, the anger, the tiredness, the hidden stress. You're not performing a ritual for show. You're giving your home a chance to breathe again. Natural substances like frankincense or sandalwood don't just smell pleasant. They have properties that clean the air, relax the nerves, and uplift the spirit. When you use them, you're doing something deeply human and spiritual at the same time. The Prophet and many righteous people of the past loved good fragrance, because pleasant scents bring comfort to the soul and drive away agitation. The goal is not to chase away unseen beings with smoke, but to replace tension with calm, darkness with light, and confusion with clarity. Make sure what you use is clean and simple. Avoid synthetic sprays or items with harsh chemicals, because they pollute the air instead of purifying it. Purity invites purity. Just like you wouldn't use dirty water to clean a glass, don't use artificial materials to cleanse a home meant to hold peace. As the scent moves around your home, take deep breaths. Feel the difference it makes. Notice how a small act changes the whole atmosphere. This is how faith works. It transforms ordinary actions into spiritual ones when done with awareness and sincerity. Remember, it's not the smoke that removes evil. It's the peaceful energy and remembrance that come with it. When the air smells fresh and calm, your mind becomes clearer. You'll find that conversations become softer, thoughts become more positive, and even the feeling of your home begins to change. This simple weekly act becomes a quiet statement that your home is meant to hold harmony, not chaos. So every Friday after prayer, burn something pure. Let the smoke rise gently, and let it remind you that just as your home is being refreshed, your heart should also be renewed. Breathe deeply, think peacefully, and let your space become a small reflection of the calmness you seek in your soul. 3. Fill your home with the sound of the Qur'an. One of the most powerful ways to drive away negativity and bring peace into your home is through the sound of the Qur'an. The words of God are not just for reading. They are living words filled with light, protection, and healing. When they echo through your home, they change the energy of everything around you. A home where the Qur'an is played or recited becomes alive. It feels different. It feels safe, calm, and blessed. You see, silence is not always peaceful. Sometimes silence in a home can be heavy. It can make the heart restless. That's why filling your house with divine words every Friday is one of the best forms of protection. The moment you press play or begin to recite, something shifts. The air feels lighter. The rooms start to feel like they are breathing again. Negativity cannot stay where the remembrance of God is strong. It leaves quietly because it cannot coexist with light. Even if you can't recite perfectly, don't let that stop you. You can simply play a recitation from your phone or a speaker after Friday prayers. Let it play while you clean, while you rest, or while your family gathers. The words will move through every corner, entering every space where worry or tension hides. Think of it like spiritual sunlight. It reaches where your hands can't, chasing away shadows you didn't even know existed. If you can, make a habit of playing or reading verses that bring comfort and protection. Chapters that remind your heart of peace and your mind of patience. Don't treat it like background noise. Listen to it, even if only for a few minutes, and let your heart absorb it. You might not notice the change instantly, but over time, you'll begin to feel a calmness settle into your home. Your sleep will be deeper. Arguments will reduce. The atmosphere will simply feel better because the sound of the Quran carries light. Think of it this way. When the words of the world fill your home, stress and noise come with them. But when the words of God fill your home, blessings follow. The Quran cleanses without fire, heals without medicine, and comforts without touch. It reminds every soul in the house, human or unseen, that this is a home of remembrance, a home protected by divine light. Make this your weekly routine. Every Friday after prayer, or after you finish your purification act, let the recitation play. Walk around your home while it plays. Feel how peaceful it becomes. This is not just about tradition. It's about energy. Words shape reality. The words of God reshape it. Even children who grow up hearing the Quran often become calmer, kinder, and more grounded. The sound trains the heart to stay connected even in difficult times. It brings a sense of belonging and spiritual comfort that nothing else can. So don't let your home go a week without it. If you've ever noticed how heavy things feel when your house is filled with arguments, noise, or worldly distractions, then you already know what the absence of remembrance feels like. Replace that heaviness with the sound of peace. Play it softly in the background while you cook, work, or relax. Let your walls hear words that heal. Over time, you'll begin to notice that the peace you once searched for outside starts living right where you are. That's the blessing of the Quran. It doesn't just enter your ears, it settles in your heart and stays there, bringing a glow to your home that no lamp could ever create. 4. Remember God while you cleanse. When you move around your home during this act of cleansing, don't let your mind wander. Keep your heart connected to the purpose behind what you're doing. The fragrance or the smoke may purify the air, but it's your remembrance of God that truly purifies the energy of your home. As you walk through each room, remember the one who gave you this home, the roof above your head, and the peace you're trying to protect. Speak to him in your heart. You don't need to say anything fancy. Simple, sincere words are enough. Whisper words of gratitude. Say, "Thank you for giving me a place of safety and warmth." Think about all the good moments your home has witnessed. Your laughter, your rest, your prayers, and thank God for each one. Gratitude itself is a form of protection. The moment you appreciate what you have, negativity begins to fade because the heart that is grateful cannot hold fear or darkness at the same time. As you walk through your home, you can also quietly say short phrases of remembrance, simple words that bring comfort. You can repeat them in your heart over and over while focusing on calmness and peace. The goal isn't to recite mechanically, it's to fill your surroundings with awareness and presence. Imagine your home absorbing that positive energy. Every wall, every object, every corner touched by it. If your family is around, invite them to join in. Let your children or spouse be part of it. When a home is united in remembrance, the peace multiplies. There is a special beauty in families that remember God together. Arguments soften, hearts open, and even the smallest moments become meaningful. As you do this, try to slow down. Don't rush to finish. Feel the stillness that comes when your thoughts and your actions match. You're not just burning something. You're cleansing the atmosphere, resetting your emotions, and reconnecting with peace. When you remember God while you work, your actions become worship. Even something as simple as walking through your home with fragrance becomes a moment of spiritual connection. You may not always see the change, but you will feel it. Slowly, your house begins to feel lighter. The air feels easier to breathe. The tension that once filled the space starts to dissolve. Why? Because remembrance brings peace, and peace drives away everything that disturbs it. And so every Friday, as you burn something natural and walk through your home, make it a moment of reflection and prayer. Don't think of it as cleaning a building. Think of it as blessing a sanctuary. Your home is where your soul rests. It deserves to be filled with kindness and light. Speak softly, breathe slowly, and remember that God is listening to your heart even when your lips are silent. When you finish, you'll notice that not only your home feels renewed, but you do too. Because remembrance doesn't just cleanse a space, it cleanses the one who remembers. 5. Give a little in charity every Friday. One of the most powerful ways to cleanse your home from hardship and open the doors to blessings is by giving even a little in charity. Many people think that giving is only about helping the poor, but it's much deeper than that. Charity is not just about money. It's about clearing your life from hidden barriers, removing unseen negativity, and inviting divine blessings into your home. Every Friday, after your prayers or after finishing your cleansing, take a small amount, no matter how small, and give it sincerely. Think of charity like spiritual cleaning. Just as you dust your home to remove dirt, charity dusts off the energy of greed, pride, and misfortune. It softens the heart and brings peace to the giver. When you open your hand to give, you open your life to receive. The moment you give something away, you make space for something better to enter. You might not notice it immediately, but over time, you'll see how giving a few coins brings unexpected peace, good opportunities, and protection from sudden losses. Many homes suffer from financial stress, not because there isn't enough income, but because blessings quietly fade away. Sometimes it's due to neglecting charity. When you withhold giving, your wealth becomes trapped. But when you give, your wealth flows freely again. It's like unclogging a blocked pipe. Once you remove the blockage, everything starts to move. That's what charity does for your life. It removes spiritual blockages so that goodness can reach you easily. This act doesn't need to be public or large. The power lies in consistency and sincerity. It could be as simple as feeding a stray animal, helping a neighbor, or sending a small amount to someone in need. The key is to give from the heart. When you give without expecting anything in return, your act becomes pure, and purity always attracts blessings. Make it part of your Friday routine. After you've purified your home and remembered God, take a small moment to give something in His name. It connects your physical action of cleansing with the spiritual action of generosity. One cleans the air in your home. The other cleans the energy around your wealth. Both bring light into your life. You'll notice something beautiful when you make this a habit. Your home will start to feel lighter. Your worries will feel smaller, and your confidence will grow. It's as if you've built a shield around yourself made of kindness. When you help others, you're helping your own soul stay protected from sadness and loss. So never think you're too poor to give. Giving is not measured by amount. It's measured by the heart behind it. Even a small coin given sincerely every Friday carries more power than a large amount given with pride. What truly matters is your intention and consistency. Remember this simple truth. Charity doesn't decrease wealth, it increases blessings. Every time you give, you're planting a seed of goodness that will grow in ways you can't yet see. It might return as peace in your home, success in your work, or comfort in your family. When you give regularly, your home becomes a place where mercy flows. So every Friday, make it a part of your cleansing routine. Burn something pure to refresh your home. Speak remembrance to refresh your soul. And give something in charity to refresh your destiny. Because when you give from the heart, what comes back is always multiplied in peace, in happiness, and in unseen protection. 6. Remove what brings negativity back. And once you've cleansed your home and filled it with peace, fragrance, and remembrance, you must take one more crucial step. Stop inviting the same negativity back in. There's no use in purifying your home every Friday if during the week the same dark habits, harmful influences, or careless actions undo everything you've just built. Protection is not a one-time act. It's a way of living. You can light incense, play recitations, and give charity. But if the energy in your home keeps being poisoned by anger, gossip, and ungratefulness, the peace won't last long. Think of it like cleaning a room, but leaving the window open for dust to blow right back in. You can't keep sweeping the same dirt every week. True cleansing means identifying what causes negativity and making a conscious choice to remove it from your life. That could be certain behaviors, certain conversations, or even certain habits that seem harmless but slowly drain peace from your environment. Start by looking honestly at your home. Walk through each room with awareness. Does this space invite calm or chaos? Are there constant arguments in certain areas? Are you surrounding yourself with things that remind you of pain, greed, or pride? The energy of your home reflects what you allow to stay in it. If the television is always filled with noise, arguments, or harmful content, that vibration lingers in the walls. If gossip or complaining has become normal during family time, that energy spreads quietly and creates heaviness you can't see, but you can feel. So, the first thing to remove is verbal pollution. Negative talk, harsh words, and shouting poison the atmosphere faster than anything else. When you speak with anger or sarcasm, your words stick to the air around you. They don't disappear. They hang like invisible dust that settles into your space. Over time, this becomes emotional clutter. Replace it with calm speech. If something upsets you, breathe before you respond. A peaceful home begins with peaceful communication. Next, remove emotional clutter. A home that is filled with grudges, resentment, or old pain can never feel light. Let go of the things that remind you of hurt. You don't need to throw everything away, but stop feeding the emotions attached to them. When you forgive someone, you don't just free them, and you free yourself. Your home then becomes a sanctuary, not a storage of bitterness. Then look at physical clutter. Negativity loves mess. It hides in piles of disorganization, broken things, and neglected corners. Clutter is not just about appearance. It affects the energy flow in your space. Every item you don't need or never use traps stagnant energy. Start small. Clean one shelf, one drawer, one corner every Friday. As your home becomes physically clearer, your mind becomes lighter. You'll begin to breathe easier and think more positively because the outer environment mirrors the inner one. Also, be mindful of what you allow in through screens and sound. What kind of music or shows play in your home? What kind of conversations do you listen to? Some sounds uplift, others corrupt. A single evening of toxic entertainment can undo a week's worth of spiritual effort. Choose wisely what enters your ears and eyes because they are the doors to your heart. Protect your home from spiritual laziness too. Many people feel peace right after cleansing, but as days go by, they forget to maintain it. Slowly the remembrance fades, the prayers shorten, and old habits return. You don't need to be perfect, but stay consistent. Even 5 minutes of mindfulness a day keeps the light alive. Another source of negativity is comparison and envy. Sometimes peace leaves a home not because of what others send toward you, but because of what you project outward. Constantly comparing your life, your wealth, or your family to others creates restlessness. Gratitude closes that door. The moment you appreciate your blessings, you protect them. Jealousy and complaint are like cracks in a wall. They let harmful energy enter easily. Seal those cracks with gratitude every single day. You should also protect your home from arrogance and pride. When a person believes they are self-sufficient and forgets their dependence on the Creator, their heart hardens. That hardness invites difficulty and stress, but humility brings softness and ease. When you enter your home, remind yourself that everything you have, the furniture, the food, the peace is a gift. Treat your space with respect because it is not just a house, it is a trust. Finally, be careful of the company you keep. Some people carry peace, others carry chaos. You'll notice that after some visits or conversations, your home feels lighter, while after others it feels heavier. That is energy. Surround yourself with those who bring positivity, faith, and calm, and limit your exposure to those who drain it. You don't have to shut people out completely, but you can control how deeply their energy enters your life. So every Friday after cleansing, take a moment to reflect. Ask yourself, what did I allow into my home this week through words, emotions, or actions that disturbed its peace? Then make a small correction. Maybe it's reducing arguments, decluttering a room, or forgiving a family member. Over time, these small steps build a shield of peace around you that no evil eye or negative force can break. Remember, the act of cleansing isn't only about burning incense or reciting verses. It's about aligning your lifestyle with peace. You cannot keep throwing light into a space while opening doors to darkness. Keep your home alive with kindness, with clean energy, with respect, and with gratitude. When you do this consistently, the peace you invite every Friday will no longer fade. It will stay, grow, and protect you throughout the week. 7. End with words of protection and gratitude. Once you have completed all your steps, the burning of natural purifiers, the remembrance, the recitation, the charity, and the cleansing, it is time to seal your home in protection. This final step is not physical, it is deeply spiritual. It's about closing the door to negativity and opening the door to lasting peace through words of protection and heartfelt gratitude. When you finish your Friday ritual, find a quiet place in your home, perhaps the living room or wherever your family gathers the most. Stand still for a moment. Let the air settle. You'll notice how peaceful it feels after everything you've done. Take a deep breath and feel the calm spread through your chest. In that moment, your heart is most open and your mind is most clear. This is the perfect time to speak words that protect and bless your home. Begin by remembering the one who has power over all things. Ask for protection not just from visible harm, but from the unseen envy, jealousy, bad intentions, and hidden troubles. You can say simple words like, Ducha God, protect my home from all forms of evil, from negative thoughts, from restless hearts, and from anything that brings darkness. Say it slowly and with sincerity. The strength of these words lies in the belief behind them. As you speak, imagine a light forming around your home. Picture it wrapping gently around every wall, every window, every person who lives inside. This light represents faith, peace, and safety. It's not something you can see, but you can feel it. That feeling of calmness you sense after prayer or after remembering God, that's your shield. Hold on to it. If your family is near, include them. Ask everyone to stand together for a few seconds in silence. Encourage them to think peaceful thoughts, to wish well for each other, and to imagine that same light surrounding them all. When a family unites in remembrance, the energy in the home becomes stronger. The walls seem to breathe peace, and the home begins to glow with harmony. After you've asked for protection, shift your heart to gratitude. This step is vital, because gratitude locks the blessings you've invited in. It's like sealing the windows after you've cleaned the house, so that dust doesn't blow back in. Start by saying, thank you for this home. Thank you for every meal we've shared here. Thank you for giving us shelter, comfort, and love. Think about the things you often overlook. The roof that keeps you safe from storms, the bed that lets you rest, the water that runs from your taps, the laughter that once filled your rooms. Gratitude transforms ordinary things into treasures. And when your heart is full of thankfulness, negativity has no room left to enter. End your Friday ritual with calm silence. Sit or stand quietly for a minute or two. Feel the peace. Listen to it. That silence is not emptiness. It's protection. It means your home is settled. The energy has balanced and the atmosphere has become clear. You might even feel lighter yourself, as if a weight you didn't know you carried has been lifted off your shoulders. That's the power of doing this with faith and consistency. Make this your weekly habit. Every Friday after prayer, after burning what is pure, after giving charity, after remembering God, close your day with this spiritual seal. It's the final act that says this home belongs to peace. No darkness is welcome here. The more you do it, the stronger your shield becomes. You'll notice that the following days will carry a softer energy. Fewer arguments, less stress, more laughter. Your family will start to feel more connected. You'll find yourself sleeping better, waking lighter, and thinking clearer. That's not coincidence. It's the result of living with awareness and gratitude. Remember this. Protection is not just about keeping bad things away. It's about creating an environment where good things can stay. A grateful heart is the strongest form of protection, because gratitude brings light, and light always drives away darkness. So each Friday, end with words that bless, protect. Speak them slowly. Feel them deeply. And as you do, know that every word, every breath, and every act of sincerity builds an invisible wall of peace around you and your loved ones. A wall that no evil eye, no envy, and no negativity can ever break. My brothers and sisters, your home is more than just walls and furniture. It is the space that carries your energy, your memories, and your peace. When the atmosphere of your home becomes heavy, when arguments grow, when money feels blocked, or when your heart feels restless, that is often a sign that your environment needs renewal. And the best renewal comes not from expensive rituals or complicated steps, but from small, sincere actions done with faith and consistency. Every Friday, remind yourself that cleansing your home is not only about removing negativity, it's about inviting peace. When you set your intention, you align your heart with purpose. When you burn something natural and pure, you refresh your environment. When you fill your home with the sound of divine words, you chase away the unseen darkness. When you give in charity, you open doors to abundance. When you remove negativity, you create space for blessings. When you speak words of protection and gratitude, you seal your home with light. This is not superstition. This is awareness. It's about taking care of your inner world as much as your outer world. Just as you clean your home physically, your soul and your surroundings need spiritual cleaning too. The smoke you burn, the words you speak, and the prayers you whisper all work together to create an environment of calm and protection. Do this every Friday, not because of fear, but because of love. Love for peace, love for your family, and love for the blessings you've been given. Make your home a place where good energy lives, where remembrance is normal, and where hearts rest easily. And over time, you'll notice something beautiful. Your home will feel lighter, your mind calmer, your finances steadier, and your relationship softer. That's not luck. That's the blessing that enters when you make your home a space of faith, gratitude, and peace. So continue this weekly practice with sincerity. And know that every time you light that small flame, every time you give a coin, every time you whisper words of peace, you are not just cleansing your home, you are building an invisible fortress of light around yourself and your loved ones. A home filled with remembrance will always be guarded by peace.